This fabulous make is an easy to wear, slip over the head t-shirt made of linen and designed by Merchant & Mills in the UK. It's the camber set, which it also includes a dress. I've already tweaked the pattern a bit by elongating the sleeve length and adding some crochet lace trim. While it is a wonderful and versatile piece, I'm thinking about tweaking that sleeve once again so I will wear the top more. In this video, I'll take you on a sew along as I add a flounce to the existing sleeve while keeping the crocheted lace trim intact. First, I cut a self-drafted sleeve flounce from the same fabric from an existing garment. I set my sewing machine at the proper setting for woven lightweight linen. Now I'm preparing to sew a French seam by putting wrong sides together and sewing a scant 1/4 inch seam along the raw edge. Trim the raw edge at about 1/8 of an inch, pretty close to the seam. Then I'm pressing the seams open. Now use that open seam as a guide to fold along and press the finished seam edge. Now along the finished edge, I'm stitching 3/8 inch for a total of a 5/8 inch seam allowance. You can adjust as needed. Once again, press those finished seams open, and here's an example of a French seam inside out and then the right side out. It's so beautiful. It doesn't get better than that. Now it's time to finish both raw edges, the area that is going to be attached to the existing sleeve and the new bottom half of the sleeve or the new hem. First, I'm pressing both raw edges under about 1/4 of an inch. If you're new to sewing, use a seam roll for the narrower part of that flounce. It makes it so much easier to iron on a curve. Now I'm going to turn those pressed but raw edges under one more time at 1/4 of an inch to conceal raw edges so that I can do a final stitch and it'll be polished and perfect. Back to the cool seam roll. You use the plaid side for you new sewists for low temperature setting fabrics like synthetics, and the cotton side or the white side for fabrics that can withstand medium to high temperatures. Now just finish the edge of that flounce hem sleeve. I'm going to use it's not a decorative stitch, it's actually an elastic casing stitch, but a straight stitch will do. Notice the top of the sleeve flounce has been turned under twice. It will be stitched once it's attached to the sleeve. Now it's time to attach the flounce to the original sleeve's edge. My goal is to keep that scalloped crocheted lace intact as much as possible. So let's do this. First, before I forget, I'm going to change the setting on my sewing machine to woven medium. And it saves it when I turn off the machine and turn it back on. So your machine might be similar. There you can see the reflection of my arm. But anyway, so let's check it. Yep, it's set and good to go. I'm pinning the flounce edge to the underside of the crocheted lace from the outside so that I can actually align it to the scallops straight edge, if that makes sense. So you can see that. And I'm using silk pins, which are very sharp and have a finer diameter, so it works well in this type of situation. I found there to be a little excess in the flounce, so I put a little gathering stitch or basting stitch in that flounce, so I'll adjust to ease it in to the existing sleeve edge. The perils of an empty bobbin. We've all been there. Now back to the task at hand. Just take the sewing slow and I remove the pins as I go. Here's how the sleeve looks on the inside. I think it looks nice and neat. And the outside looks fantastic. You would never know that there was an addition going on here. I can't wait to try it on, but I have one more sleeve to finish. I am liking the altered sleeve. It was easier than I thought, just takes a little time and planning. And remember that you can alter anything as well so that you'll get more use out of your garments if you are not wearing them. Thanks so much for watching. This video is dedicated to my middle school sewing teacher, Mrs. Keeney. I think she would be proud, maybe slightly appalled, but rest in peace, Mrs. Keeney. You're a great teacher.